Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All I Can Geek Gamecast, episode 424. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsad.
Hey, yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 424 of the Gamecast. We're going to start building up to our Of the Year podcast. So this is the episode where we do our biggest games coming in 2019. So this could be selling, but also critically acclaimed. It's going to be like a mishmash of lists of what we think will be the biggest games. We're going to go over that. If we miss your game, I apologize in advance. Don't send us hate mail. First things first.
You can send us hate mail.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be fine too. First things first. Let's go into what we've been up to. I will talk very briefly, real quick. I would just mention I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's it.
Trigger warning.
No, I mean I've been talking. We talked a lot about it. So it's like I played Red Dead Redemption 2 like crazy. I'm two chapters away from finishing the game. So.
Are you chapters or missions? You think?
I call it chapters missions. Is that what not?
Yeah.
What it is?
Well, they say chapters, and that's like a sixth of the game. In the game, it says chapter, and that's like a sixth of the game.
I thought it was just a mission. I don't know. I'm two main story missions away then.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I was like, because the game goes, it just keeps going. So I'm like, where am I? So I had to look up where I was, and I'm like, okay, I know where I'm at now. Okay. So
you couldn't take it.
No, because it keeps going. So yeah, it's good. Okay, I'm good. That's all I've been playing because I'm trying to finish it. But go ahead, Mike.
Mm-hmm. I mean. Me too. I think I'm liking it like more as I go on with it, but I'm to the point where I'm like, all right, I want to wrap this up, and it doesn't really let you.
Yeah, it does drag on, and I'll say I heard the ending is fantastic, but I'm like,
the other ending.
I don't know because I'm like, I don't know that I call that fantastic, but whatever.
I mean, whatever. We can't talk about it now. Whatever. Just
I traded mine in. That went.
And I understand.
Give me my money.
Mine will be getting traded in soon. So
I never even redeemed my pre-order bonuses.
I didn't either yet. So
I'll probably just give them away to somebody.
Yeah.
Something.
I actually am a little curious about the online mode, just because I bought it on a system with other people.
I heard that's an absolute mess. Has anybody read about that? Like, it's an absolute mess.
I'm sure it is right now, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome in a year.
Yeah, it's got a battle royale mode.
Yep, I know. Well, it'll be supported forever, though. So,
but
we did a #1 game trend of 2018. I mean, I think Battle Royale is probably
they just patched their online mode of the game because they're focusing on trying to fix the currency, which is broken. And I guess it's just like it sounds like it's a mess right now on there, community-wise and everything. So.
Well, I mean, it's the Wild West out there.
Yes, it is the Wild West.
That's how people are treating it. So.
I just think people underestimate how difficult it is to launch an online anything, something that's going to be.
There's a lot of intangibles.
It's funny to make fun of Fallout 76, and I'm not excusing that at all, but it's just a nightmare. I mean, if you go back and remember World of Warcraft, anytime the expansions launch for World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, it's just...
What was it?
Error
37?
38? 37? 38?
Something like that. It was a huge meme.
Yeah, it was a meme.
Out of it.
Yeah, and this is why I think it's troubling that this is the most actively growing trend now in all games, is that everything needs to be an online shared experience.
Nobody wants to go to their friend's house anymore. Come on.
No, there's no local couch co-op anymore. None.
Yeah, that's except for if there's a Switch somewhere.
Yeah, but anyways, all right. Anything else, Mike? You're just finishing.
No, I mean, I've played some more Halo with my friends since they don't have that online mode. So that was fine. It's Halo. It's
it's Halo. All right, Corey.
Well, not much. Again, I mentioned the movie cast. Got to do a lot of board gaming, so enjoyed playing board games, tabletop games, and stuff. Just it is a lot of fun to just socialize and hang out with friends and play board games. There's a couple good ones I just thought there. Bargain Quest we played, Tony. We demoed that. It was really cool, and we got the chance to play it because they actually had a game library. And this is at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. They had a whole convention there. You actually play as a shopkeeper in that game, and you just are trying to sell your items to these adventurers, and then the adventurers go out, and if they do well with your items, it gives you bonuses for your shop. It was an interesting concept. I like that idea, and the game plays pretty well, and they actually have a revised version coming out soon, because this was their first version that we played, and the revised version supposed to kind of clean it up a little bit, because there are some little finicky things that.
Yeah, it was really cool because sorry to butt in here, but I think you said like the creator of the game was the one who was demoing it for it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because like when he described this to me, I'm like, wait, this sounds like one of my favorite PC games, which is called Reciteer, an item tale or an item shop's tale and stuff like that. And literally the whole point of the game is like you play as this like 10-year-old, 14-year-old girl who gets abandoned by her parents' item shop, and she has to like raise money to pay off her dad's like loan shark or something like that. So it's all about like you buy items at a low price, you sell them at a high price, and that's what it is. You put these items in the window of the store to lure customers in, and you sell them stuff and try to make, maximize your profit and stuff like that. I love the game. I mean, it had really funny writing. It had like some Zelda-esque dungeon crawling between it too and stuff like that. So when Corey told me that, I totally want to play this game. And then when I play the game, I'm like, okay, I totally see the influence now, 100%. So I even asked him, I was like, hey, and I was like, would you happen to have been inspired? And I took that back. I was like, did you ever play this game called Reciteer? And he's like, yeah, I like that game. And that, he admitted like that kind of was the inspiration. I was like, thank you. I didn't want to like call you out on it, but like I love that game, and I really enjoy what I had to play your game, and so you definitely sold me a copy and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty fun.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
One more game I just want to shout out to. There's a card game called The Mind, which was really fun. Tony, you weren't in on that game, but it basically is a deck of 100 cards with just 100, like 1 to 100. And there's 12 levels. The first level, you each get 1 card, 4 players. You can't talk, and you have to play them in ascending order. So, like, if you get a 2, you probably want to play that, unless someone has a 1, and then you lose. But so like it's just figuring out like, oh shit, I have a 92, but someone else has a 96. I don't know that, and like I'm not playing my card because there's like 91 other cards.
What about the guy who's got 50?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to kind of just look at each other, like kind of like figure out what they're thinking, and it's called Mind.
That's pretty cool.
It was really fun. Played that with a few friends, and it's interesting to see like when you play with someone you know and someone you don't know. It's like it's pretty fun that way. And so yeah, that definitely would say check that game out as well. It's a card game.
Cool.
And then of course played a little Destiny. The new expansion's out. They don't call it expansion anymore. It's a content drop. Mm-hmm. But it's really nice that they're continuing to add content every week, something new.
Yeah, cool. Tony?
Let's say not too much. I was at the same convention, so I played a couple board games, stuff like that. Trying to think of anything else. There was this one game called Heroes Realm, which was pretty cool. It was like a twist on deck building card game. What got me on it was the 4-player variant that we played. Well, so in a game like Dominion or like Ascension or any of the Marvel or DC deck building games, like everybody has the same pool and you buy them. But like for this, the 4-player variant was they made like a cross, and it was like 3 cards north, 3 cards east, 3 cards west, or 3 cards south, and then every player was like a square shape, so you could only buy cards from the two of the 3 that you were touching, so you only had access to like half the pool. So it's kind of interesting because like you were fighting over one thing, and it's like I saw Corey was buying this one thing. I'm like, oh shit, well Tom obviously is going to go for that because they'd just be fighting over that resource. So maybe I pick up what Corey's picking up on my side because obviously Nick and Tom, who are trying to contest him on either side as neighbors, maybe they don't want to fight him over that stuff. So it was really interesting. We played one game of it, and we had a lot more fun than I thought.
It was a full game, yeah.
It was a full game. Yeah, and it's fun.
I like the sorry to interject on your end. I love the fact that we just like I'm gonna take. I got 20 damage to spend. I'm gonna spend it on you here, and you here. I'm gonna just like allocate it however I want. So then you kind of build like alliances and stuff. It kind of ends up that way, and like you're trying to like figure out where you want to allocate your damage instead of being like, well, just some random person you're throwing damage at. It was, I like that aspect of it. You can totally trolly if you wanted, like, but you also had the repercussions of other people like, oh, help me out or something. So it was interesting.
Yeah, but cool. That was fun. And the other cool game I wanted to shout out was Richard Garfield's new game Keyforge, which is his unique new twist on a card game. So I'm not sure if I talked about this on the podcast, but Richard Garfield came up with this new idea, and he wanted to emulate
Tokyo guy, right?
You can't go Tokyo guy for the board game audience. he is also, he also made Magic the Gathering. And he wanted to recreate that feeling in the early days of Magic, before it was super popular, before the days of the internet, before they had to do, show off all the cards for marketing purposes and stuff like that. It was literally just like they would create a set and release it to the wild, and people would just buy packs and open up their cards and be like, okay, like, what can I do with this card? And let me put it in my deck. So in the early days, it was like kind of like the Wild West. Just go with that theme. It's just like, I play my whatever. And the other opponent would be like, what the heck is this? And they pick up the card and read it and be like, damn, that's really cool. And it's like, well, I play this. And it's like, you pick up that card. What the hell is this card? Because you've never seen this before. Because, how many packs do you buy? So he really wanted to recreate that experience. So Keyforge, I forget how many guilds it has. I don't even know if there is a limit. But
yeah, there's at least 6, because that's how many are in the starter deck.
So the way they did it is there's all these guilds, and every deck that you buy is completely randomized in terms of like the guilds that are in it and the cards that are in it. So 3 guilds per deck. So they claim that no 2 decks will ever be the same, because it's like
every pack is unique as well.
Right.
Like you're never gonna get the same card as another pack.
Right.
Essentially.
And the other thing about that is you can't trade cards or use cards from other decks. It's you buy this deck which is a random assortment, and it's pre-built, but you can never alter it. You can't trade it. Like the other cards from other decks won't work with it.
Really?
So I don't know how they figure that out logistically and stuff like that. Obviously numbers and math and all that stuff. It has to be like
the guilds, like you're saying. There has to be like hundreds of guilds because otherwise,
right?
Because like when you play the game, you call out which guild you're playing, because in each deck there's 3 guilds, and so you have cards that are tied to those guilds, and when you play a card, you want to activate it, you have to say, I'm going to be using this guild
for the whole turn. So like just use Magic terms. Like let's say like my deck was comprised of red cards, blue cards, and black cards. If I say I'm using red cards of the turn, any blue or black cards I have in my hand or in play, I can't even use them because it's it's not the one
targets.
I'm pushing forward. Yeah. So it's really interesting. You don't attack each other. You just attack each other's like creatures directly and try to get a gem resource to build or forge the key, rather, which is like how you win the game. You forge 3 keys. So it's really interesting. And just go back to the cards real quick. On the back of your deck of cards is the 3 symbols of your guilds, and that's how like to show like, I haven't put other cards external to my deck inside this.
Right. So you would have to have the exact 3 symbols on the card, otherwise it wouldn't work. Yeah, and it's a fun game. I actually really enjoyed it myself. I think it also has to do with your opponent as well. My opponent in the game was really it was a Magic player, and so they were really good at stuff, at like picking it up quickly.
Yeah.
And so like I think the people next to us, the one girl was like, she was just there for the pin. She had no interest in playing whatsoever. And then the other guy was like just destroying her. So I think it did help that you had someone who picked up the game fast.
Yeah.
But it is pretty easy to understand. Like I don't play Magic the Gathering. And
oh yeah, Jim, if you tried it out, you'd pick it up like that.
Cool.
You'd be taught by me. So the other cool thing is like it's one of the things where like I would feel comfortable spending like the $10 or whatever, $10 to $12 for a deck, and that's it. I don't have to ever buy anything else for that game again. I could just, unless I want to, I just have my deck, and maybe I want to try another, then I'll buy another one.
But what's funny is they actually had to recall some decks because it was totally randomized. Like they were doing this whole like an algorithm came out just to randomize the packs and the decks, and so they each have names. And there were some unfortunate combinations of words that came out for the decks, so they had to recall those.
Wow. Okay.
So if you have one of those, people will pay a pretty penny on the second-hand market.
Cool. All right.
I do have to say it was pretty funny, real quick though, when we were playing Hero Realms, and you're like, "Oh, can I tap this?" And she's like, trademark, can't say that.
She's like, in this game, you can't use taps because that's a trademark term. You activate it, and I was like. Damn, like we just got lawyered here. Like that's great. The thing is, there is a very real possibility that Wizards of the Coast employees are there because it's unplugged and Wizards has a booth presence there. So I just thought it was really funny that she was like
the girl was demoing it. It's like we don't use that here. Trademark.
We don't use that here.
Yeah. All right, into gaming news we go. Batman Court of Owls game is being teased by Warner Brothers Montreal. I would say it is being teased by looking at the evidence we had with
This is the same amount of tease that Randy Pitchford threw out like last week when he's like tweeted like, "Oh, I'm working on this, and this wouldn't be cool." Like he just starts throwing threes out there, 3, 3, 3, 3, like so like whatever.
But we don't know that Montreal's working on a Batman game. Now we do. Now we do. I think we do. They're showing the Court of Owls. That's the Court of Owls logo on the back of the shirt.
No, I know that they did it. I just think whoever tweeted it just was trying to troll people.
All right. You think there's a lot of trolling going on for games?
What is she? She's a VP of product development or something for WP Montreal.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
But the creative director tweeted that although the team is in Los Angeles,
what was their last game? Was their last game Origin?
I don't know. Montreal, I have no idea what the last game was.
They were supposed to be working on the Suicide Squad game, weren't they?
That was bullshit.
Well, this could be bullshit too.
Could be. All right.
Well, I mean, it's from a person who is confirmed to work for them.
Yeah, two people actually. The creative director tweeted a picture.
No, I mean, I don't doubt that they're making a game in the Batman universe. Sure, like they made one already.
But don't expect an announcement this week. That's all they're saying. Don't expect any announcements this week. So
I don't think it's Batman related at all.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it could be its own game, But would they give them a new IP? I don't think they make a new IP. That symbol is very close to the Court of Owls.
No, I'm not. Again, just because it's a Court of Owls doesn't mean that's we're working on the game. It's reading way too much into this.
Okay,
we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. All
right, let's talk about the.
Highly suspect.
Let's talk about the other speculative article about Swedish retailer Metroid Prime Trilogy coming out, being teased for being announced at the Game Awards. Right?
Again, that makes sense. You are going to be coming out with Metro Prime 4. Put out the games on a system that people who can play Metro Prime 4 on, and like Bayonetta, put the first two out before you release the third one.
Yeah, I mean, I call this. This is not even it's like the worst kept secret, or it just makes the most amount of sense.
It's if this doesn't happen, I'd be surprised.
Right, exactly.
Because I've never played the second and third. I haven't played the second and third of that game.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which ones I've played. I'm sure I missed one in there.
Yeah.
So 1 and 2 are on the GameCube, 3 was on Wii. So
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'd play them. So.
I mean, that's what we do now. Is we re-release these games so that way we can make the money again on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean it's nice because my suspicion is it's going to fill a similar time slot in February where it's kind of low key. It's a low release. It's not like a AAA title or anything. It's port, a value collection, so you get multiple games for your $50 or $60.
You get 3 games. I mean,
40? Oh, this is Nintendo, honey. It's gonna be 60.
Yeah.
This is gonna be 60.
Fair enough. Bayonetta's 2 games.
It would be great if it was 40. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was great, but exactly. It's gonna be 60. And it's gonna be hype for the next game, and I imagine they're gonna be like, hey, look, Metroid Prime 4 teaser, gameplay trailer, or whatever, and end of 2019 teaser, and then they're like, to hold you over until then, here's the original 3 games ported to Switch, high definition, blah blah blah, remaster, audio, whatever, available in February. It's gonna be like, oh my god, that's right around the corner. Oh no.
Yeah, we'll see. That's this week.
I would be more surprised if that didn't happen.
Is anybody actually going to watch the Game Awards? They're long. It's like 4 hours. I don't know if I'm going to have time to watch the whole thing. I'm going to watch. I will watch some of it, but I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing. Thursday
for everyone.
Thursday, starting
this
at
Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday.
If you listen to this when it comes out Wednesday,
yes,
the following day,
it's the 6th. Yeah. The 6th, and I think it starts at 7.
I mean, I took off Friday anyway because something's coming out. I forget what it is.
Some unknown game.
You know what's funny, Tony, is that they I don't know if you got the email, but they emailed me saying that they added the coin because it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I got that too. Yeah. So. All right, let's see. Lastly on the news, we have Epic Games is launching... Oh, this was interesting today. Launching their own competitor for Steam with a much more favorable revenue...
Friendly.
Yeah, much more developer-friendly revenue share. So, yeah, that's huge. Revenue split. 12%. Yeah, 12% split instead of 32 for Steam right now?
30.
Okay, 30.
So it's the App Store model, same thing, 30%. It's seemed like the standard, but now Epic's throwing a wrench in there, saying, you know what?
So, does this
I'm not making anything right now? 12% sounds pretty good.
Yeah, does this, steal people? I mean, what does this do for them? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think... so the other thing is I think they're doing... what did they announce? That they're getting the developers get more data from the user and stuff like that, which, I don't know, I guess some people... that could rub the wrong way and stuff like that, but Valve is Valve is known for being pretty secretive with a lot of their algorithms and just how their modeling works and all that stuff. So Epic has said they're going to be more upfront with it to help people sell their games. And in the past couple of years, the number one issue, in my opinion, with Steam has been this discoverability. The amount of PC games that are coming out like on a monthly basis is exponentially higher than it was 5 years ago. And to the point where I know we were talking about competition with like AAA stuff, but like the indie market is just as crowded now because everybody wants to piece of that pie. So unfortunately, the floor is even increasing on that stuff. So here's the thing: like maybe some games are just going to be discoverable on Steam, and others will be discoverable on Ubisoft and Epic and whatnot. So it's just like that's the thing. It can be annoying for the consumer. I totally get that. Like, oh, I have to install them on the client. But I mean,
they're
like
not the only ones. I mean, there's like GOG. What's the
Good
Old Games?
Yep.
There's GOG. There's another one. You could get games from
Origin,
right? Origin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. EA. You have Activision, the Blizzard launcher and stuff like that. So I mean, I get it, but I mean, it's kind of like having different channels. It's like, like, can you imagine somebody being like, "I'm getting mad because I have to change the channel"? It's like, okay, like,
gotcha. I mean, for developers, again, this is great for them because if they can get their games on whatever platform, then
they're gonna make more money on Epic. They're gonna push them hard on that platform. Make a lot more money. So,
but I mean, if you have your game on Steam and if your game on Epic, and
you want them on all of
them, more visibility
on all of them. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's more risk on Epic, obviously. I mean, obviously.
It is.
But they're making that Fortnite money. They're
fine.
And this is good because
Unreal 4 too. Is like that engine's like killing it. Like they just like.
And that's what it is. This is like they're at the peak of like their game and their engine things. So they just want to capitalize on that. Just in the case that let's say Fortnite dies in the next 3 years, like completely crashes and burns, and something else is replaced.
Battle Royale games are done.
Right. Exactly. So. Now you have something else to show for it. They built the infrastructure that will allow them to continue to be profitable.
What's crazy though too is they built Fortnite as a game that is also like with lore and characters.
Yeah, I remember
it's like
it might have been at the Game Awards actually, or the old award show where they showed off Fortnite. And I think it was like some spoofy, like wasn't it like a weird zombie?
It was a weird zombie.
It was like these little goblin zombie things.
It was a zombie
fort. You're building the forts and stuff like that. I remember like being like, this looks so stupid.
Yep.
Well, like Save the World aspect of it was like what they launched with. So.
I think we were streaming. I think we were streaming in that. There's a video of us probably saying that there's a stream because we were streaming that.
Dude, I remember when Cliffy B was still at Epic talking about Fortnite.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
But like, it's just but they built that game and they built like that to survive. I think the Battle Royale craze.
Cool. All right. Let's get into our topic, which is predictions for next year for the biggest game of 2019. What?
Ooh.
Did I miss a news article?
No.
It's hard to do this now?
No, I'm just making a face at the...
Oh, okay, good. You threw a monkey wrench. I'm like, what'd I miss? All right, so I'm going to go through some games. These are actually, I think, in release order unless they've been changed. The release dates have, obviously, this may not even come out, these games. So I'm going to start rattling off games we think may be the biggest. Obviously, the Call of Duties, the NBAs, the whatever they are. Those games are always up there.
Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5. They're still going to be there.
Fucking games.
Still going to be trying.
I still say, Tony, I got a chance for that bet. I really do with how Red Dead Redemption's getting received. Like,
you know what?
Mixed.
You are right.
Yeah.
I will say I'm a little more concerned than I was.
The online component could save you on that, but it's really a mess right now. So it's a matter of how fast they fix that.
When is it a full year later?
Full year. So, Kingdom Hearts 3, no? Not gonna be in sales.
That's gonna be huge, but I don't know about sales. But that's gonna be a huge game for
a lot of people. Do you think it's gonna be a good game though? I mean, like,
yes,
you do. I mean,
it's been in development for so long, dude.
And I think that with how popular Disney Pixar stuff is right now, it's gonna get a boost from that. Just like people who don't even know Final Fantasy are gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, what is this?"
And then return it when they have no idea how to play.
All right, so. I'm going to write it down for us. I'll write it down. Obviously, we're going to have a lot in here. Crackdown 3? No?
Nope.
No.
How about the... Wait, I skipped one. How about the Resident...
When is that coming out?
Is that even coming out? I think I even was like asking,
right now,
like,
I think it's March 1st or end of February. I think I missed one. The Resident Evil 2 remake?
Yes.
That'll be a pretty big deal. We'll see how it goes.
That's February or is that January?
That's January.
Wow.
Let's see. Anthem?
It's huge.
Is Anthem actually coming out at that point? They have the
Yes.
They're shipping that no matter what.
All right.
It seems like
February
there's
22nd.
gearing up for it.
Is that going to be a big game?
It's supposed to be.
I think it's gonna be on the level of Division, and that's not that it's not a big game. It's just not as popular as Destiny right now, and Destiny is not that popular. So
okay, I think Destiny has actually hurt Anthem.
Division 2.
Yeah, Division 2. Days Gone.
As in the number 2 Division 2.
Days Gone is one of those games.
I think it's gonna do well because of Sony. The Sony
like it's one of those
formula.
games that it could be a shocking game. Tony, we talked about this for like God of War is not a game we would have played, but then we heard such good things. So if we hear great things about this game, maybe it is like a surprise game next year.
It seems unlikely we're going to though.
Yeah,
I know. Feel like the previews I've seen so far have been less than
how badly do you want to play Last of Us 2? It's like, well, I'll play this to tide me over.
Yeah.
So it could be.
Metro Exodus.
Nope.
No, that's a niche.
Too niche.
The Division 2.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
I know,
think Division 2 is bigger than Anthem.
We'll see, I guess.
I'll write it down. Not DOA 6. Devil May Cry 5.
It'll do all right. Not that big.
I don't think that big either. I love that game, but I won't be on the list. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Switch.
I mean,
that's very niche.
I know, but
it's going to be popular.
And Switch games sell like crazy.
Well, not this that Nintendo Switch games sell like crazy, but it's still going to be on the lower end.
I think lower end too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Indivisible. That's another one listed here. That's an action RPG.
I don't know what that even is.
That's an indie game. It's
not
an indie game.
I'm excited for it. Like
Rage 2.
And I've talked about it.
Rage 2.
That looks fun as hell.
I think it's a wild card because apparently that's getting a lot of buzz on a lot of press outlets right now.
You know, the first Rage did too, and then it really fell off.
No, you're right.
They finished the game. It's like if they finished the game, maybe it would have been better. I'd say I do like a lot of what I've seen of Rage 2.
Sekiro. Shadows Die
What
Twice.
God bless.
Dark Souls.
Yeah. I don't know, the Dark Souls, yeah.
And I'm more interested in it because of that.
I don't know if it'll be big though.
But it's going to be on the same level as lower than Dark Souls, I think. But
yeah, lower than.
Do we actually get?
Year.
Do you know what game may come out or may not come out? Do we actually get a Star Wars game next year or no?
Yes.
Do you think we do? Okay, so will we put that in one of the biggest games?
Probably.
Or does Star Wars not have the same draw as movies?
No, I think EA has tainted that shit actually.
Yep.
And I think the Fallen Order is the. Did they cancel that game? No, that's Respawn's game. Is that coming out next year?
I just about that.
I don't know if anything's actually coming out next year, but I still think, relative to the rest of the year, this was the opposite of the movie cast. Anything that comes out with a name like that will probably be among the best-selling games.
Respawn says holiday 2019. That was confirmed. They're expecting a big reveal on E3. So Jedi Fallen Order, it could be coming out. That could be big.
If it's from Respawn,
that could be big.
I'm excited.
I think that could be pretty big actually. If it actually comes out then.
Yeah. Now obviously all of these games could never come out.
But like we're looking at a holiday of the end of the year. It might not make the year very feasibly.
If I miss a game, I don't know if you guys want to have your own list open, but I hope I don't miss any games. I'm just going to list. I may name a game that I don't think is. The thing is, there's something I might miss, like Age of Wonders. No.
Do we think Pokemon's coming next year? Because I do.
I think. 100%. Oh yeah, Pokemon's coming out next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like either number 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, Pokemon is on this list without a doubt. Battletoads, nope. Catherine, nope.
No.
Let's see. Control is a Remedy game. Let's see.
How did Alan Wake do? I mean, that's where you can expect.
Dying Light 2. Isn't that out? No. Gears 5.
I think Gears 5 is going to be good, but it's not this where it used to be.
So here's the thing with the Microsoft thing, like there's got to be asterisks because of the Game Pass thing.
Yeah.
Like it throws like traditional
that's the thing.
sales metrics.
Are we talking about sales here too? Is like, are we just talking about like Game of the War to games?
It's kind of like a combined thing here.
Just like if you say biggest games, like what do you think?
Because I mean, Game Pass definitely throws a wrench in things. Right. But
when I think of
with Game Pass, like Sea of Thieves,
it's so is Forza. Forza Horizon 40 right too.
When I think of like when somebody's like, oh, what are the biggest games? Like I'm talking about like in my eyes, like it's the game to get. The Venn diagram of like like good review scores and positive word of mouth and sales.
Spider-Man,
like,
God of War,
right? Spider-Man, God of War, right? Exactly that kind of stuff. Where it's like is broken the mold of just like
breaking records, selling.
Right.
Sure. All right, so then I'm scrolling through here. Let's see. Yeah, there's the Pokemon game. There's let's see, Jump Force and the Valley of Gods. If I say something, let me know. Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Jump Force. The tensions in that now. You see that?
Oh, really? Oh, you really? That's the Meshmosh game. Okay, I had no idea what that was when I read this. Now I'm like, okay, that's what it is. Ori. Do we think Ori does well?
No, I mean it's going to do well, but it's a niche.
It's a niche game.
Right. You know.
The thing is, it's not AAA.
Do we actually get Shenmue 3 next year?
Yes.
You don't think so? I don't think so either, Tony. I don't think we do either.
Probably not.
It's not going to be big, though.
It's on this list, so it's not going to be that big.
I mean, they gave it a release date also.
How about Skull and Bones?
So what?
I mean, it's going to be like
Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, it's
going to be like their other game. You know, something that comes out and then actually does better 2 to 3 years from now, from when it gets out. You know,
man, this
all their games have been doing.
This list I have open here is so old. The Wolf Among Us Season 2.
Oh, that's a shame.
Let's see. Yoshi game coming out next year from, obviously for the Switch as well. Let's see. Wolfenstein has the Youngblood. Last of Us Part 2.
Doesn't come out next year. Don't see it coming out next year.
I think it might.
I mean, there's a ton of games. I mean, what else did we, off the top of your heads, that I'm missing here? I'm going to go to like a most anticipated list here. I think I got a lot of them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the known quantities, again.
It honestly,
unknown quantities.
At this point, what we know for sure is coming out, it seems like a rather light year.
It does. Especially if Last of Us does not come out.
We're skipping
there's a couple of things here because
games too.
Because again, like video games, for the holiday season, we don't usually get the marketing stuff until after E3 because there's no point in wasting a lot of dollars in the first half of the year for a game that's not going to come out until October, and stuff like that. So it's a couple of factors. I mean, so Microsoft and Sony, they're obviously winding down from their generation with their current systems. Sony's even come out and said, hey, we're not having a December PlayStation experience. Sorry. And we're not even showing up to E3. So you know what you're getting in 2019. Like, don't complain about this shit. Don't at all. Yeah, and Microsoft, it's like Crackdown 3, Gears of War 5. I'm sure some kind of Forza game.
Do we get Cyberpunk?
No, God, no.
I heard that was further along than we thought.
No, I agreed to, but I don't think we see Cyberpunk.
Again, there's things like that, and Last of Us I could see them in the holiday, but they're not going to talk about it if they don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. So now, from the regular games we know that aren't announced yet, that we know are coming out, like the regulars, any of them blow you away? Like you think Call of Duties, NBAs? You think there's any drastic improvements? Do you think it'll be like great games or?
I think I'm curious in Call of Duty just with what they did this year.
Right. Well, Call of Duty next year I think is going to be done by Infinity Ward, right?
Yeah. Is that whose turn it is? Like they have 3 companies that rotate, so I don't remember who made this last one. So I think it was I think
Treyarch.
Probably
it was Treyarch. I think it was Treyarch.
Yeah. Then.
Yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the data. I'm trying to look it up as we do this. There's also like, do we get what's the Sony's samurai game?
No, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. They're not going to really have anything next year. Really, they're not going to have anything.
We know all the games that could possibly come out on the PlayStation 4 next year.
That game could come out. The Last of Us 2 could come out, but so you guys really don't think if they don't come out, we have nothing on that system really. There's nothing.
I mean, we had like a lot lately before this, so
yeah.
I know.
All right.
I don't know. It just I almost am like, wow, maybe I am interested in Anthem just because the lack of other games out around that time.
Diablo 4. Do you think they'll show that? Be ready.
No,
they'll show it.
Diablo Floor.
They might show it next year, but it ain't.
Yeah.
It ain't looking good.
I mean, if you read that article from Schreier.
Yeah, it didn't sound good. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't read that article?
No, I didn't. I have to read that. See, I know. Anyways,
good journalism.
Another Assassin's Creed game.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Probably.
All right. So all we have is Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2, Pokemon, and then with the other qualifiers of like Jedi Fallen Order.
Star Wars Fallen Order, if it is a thing, again, it's a rumor, a strong rumor, I admit, but it makes sense for them to release a video game alongside, Episode 9 to get that hype.
And
cash
the
money.
fact that they don't have Battlefront to release this year as well, or Battlefield to release, makes a lot of sense for that to happen.
But so I mean, it's a wild card. But I mean, out of the stuff that we know is coming, it is unlikely to get delayed. I mean, I think it's going to be Kingdom Hearts and Pokemon out of those. You obviously, NBA and Madden and Call of Duty, right, as expected. But
I think
for stuff that
it is definitely going to be more of an empty year, though.
I mean, it's wide open. Like Anthem actually could be
it could do well,
do well by default.
Well, it might be one of those years. It might be a good
like garbage.
It might be a good year to play something that has a lot of content in one game because there's just not as many big pullers in there for the game.
I mean, the Anthem could be the Monster Hunter of the beginning of the year.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I mean,
I just don't.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
It's tough. Division 2? No.
I mean, I don't know.
I think Division 2 will be good. They've built on what they worked, and it's the best it's ever been. So it's just a matter of how
many people know that?
Your friend does.
Stuck with it. I know he's the only
Your friend
one.
does. Your friend made you get an Xbox, so
yeah, but I didn't play that game. I didn't play that game with him ever. Because apparently there's some annoying stuff you have to do in the beginning. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Let's just play old games.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think that's. I mean, a little disappointed with this next year.
Next year. This
last year.
What's that?
It's that transition year between the next gen and.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
Seeing the new systems in 2020.
There's a lot of great games, anyways, to play from this year. There's a lot of backlog.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you guys want to make any predictions on what we're going to see at Game Awards?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. I actually think that we get. I'm trying to think what we get announced. I think
I
we
will
get
make
a
this
Nintendo
prediction because I just will it to come to be.
Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3, baby.
I'm going to go with Corey on this one. I'm going Borderlands 3.
I agree because it's one of the things I wanted to talk about because honestly, if they don't show it off, I don't know if it exists for this generation.
I agree with Tony on that statement too.
Because skip a whole generation.
Right, exactly. Because that's the thing is you think about it, you back at the at E3 when we had that Walmart of Canada website leak.
Right.
All that other stuff was actually talked about and announced and shown off, except for Borderlands 3. So it's that's really suspicious.
Been dropping hints like crazy, but who knows?
And that's what I think it was. I think Geoff was like, "Hey, dude, don't fight for iSpace and awareness at E3."
Geoff Keighley.
Geoff Keighley.
No, I know why he says it. I know why he says it. I know why he says it.
I always say it that way when I see it too.
I do too.
I know. It's ingrained.
I know.
I'm sorry, Geoff. It's just so ingrained. I hate that.
I do it too all the time.
It's totally turned me on.
But yeah,
the looks I get when I do it too, I'm just I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's damn it, slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
I think that happened earlier in the podcast.
Oh, I'm sure.
Someone read it.
I associate with that. That to me, no, it's that's not how you spell Jeff.
Jeff is J. Geoff is G.
Yeah. Anyways,
but I'm sure Geoff Keighley was like, "Hey man, I'll give you some primetime space on the Game Awards."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You know what? I'd rather have all eyes."
I got a magic trick. I'll show people something.
Yeah, exactly.
If he has a hat and he pulls Borderlands 3 out of the hat, I'd be like, "There you go, man. Great trick."
No, I mean that is. I don't want to hype myself up, but they have to start showing something with this game. I mean, come on. We've heard about it. They've been talking about it. Battleborn has been dead in the water since it came out.
The pressure, though, on him for this game now, he's making it worse. By not showing this game, it's making the pressure worse.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they can last until next E3 to announce this game because, again, it's going to be new people are going to be hyped for the next generation of systems. People are going to be old hat. You're not going to want to play this game end of life with nobody. If the systems are coming out. I agree. I think we see Borderlands.
Finally.
I expect actually the new Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, that's a good one to have. I like that.
People thought that's been overdue. That's a chance.
I mean, they skipped this year, so.
Mm-hmm. I think. I mean, I don't know. Anything I was looking forward to has been confirmed to not happen. So. I'm probably gonna skip this
people
show.
have confirmed that they aren't doing things and then do it. So you never know. Never really know. But
I don't see why they would do that for an event like this.
I do think we finally see the Avengers game from Square Enix.
Nope.
I really think that
game will be in development hell for 15 years. We all know this.
What if we get Diablo 4 here?
No.
Oh my god!
No, I don't think it's happening.
The explosion.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
Oh
Here
my
you
god.
go.
The explosion.
Rush it out because of how
Just think about the trolls, the explosion on the internet because people buy tickets for BlizzCon and then they announce it at the game show.
Yeah, no. They couldn't. They couldn't. You'll be like, I paid for BlizzCon. You owe me. You owe me.
Oh my god.
Probably get some more Cyberpunk stuff though.
I think Cyberpunk. I think
you almost certainly get more Death Stranding and another opportunity for.
Well, that's coming next year, right?
Is it? And we'll find a way for Jeff Keighley to either figuratively or maybe even literally publicly fillet Hideo Kojima.
What about any Metroid or Nintendo stuff?
Oh, yeah. I think they announced.
Well, that's what the rumors kind of been with
Nintendo's
the Metroid
going to have. Nintendo will have a game announcement. I don't know if it's Metroid because my bet with Tony, I'm biased.
They did buy Bayonetta last year.
I know,
so.
But I do know we're going to get a Nintendo announcement. I just don't know what it is. So, it's more than likely Metroid, but I don't. I don't know.
People have been waiting for some Metroid news for a while now.
Detective Pikachu come out? When does Detective Pikachu come out?
May?
June?
Yeah. May, June. One of those two.
You're looking for the game tie-in?
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That'll be fall. That'll be
in September.
That'll be fall. Yeah, that'll be fall without a doubt. So.
No, I'm just Pokemon in September. It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's how it usually is for the mainline games. I definitely think we can see Metroid.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Actually, so since Jeff Kaplan's going to be there, it'll be interesting because I kind of have a feeling, just since Overwatch won Game of the Year in 2016 from them.
They won ongoing game.
Right. No. It was Game of the Year. But last year they won ongoing game.
Right. So, they won that as well.
Right. So I actually think they might use this to actually pitch the Overwatch mobile game. Where it's no, I know what you're thinking because we just had the Diablo Immortal thing, but
it's here's this beaten. Come on,
it's like they're already pissed off at us, right, it's like when you're fighting with your spouse, it's like, well, they're already pissed off at me for the one thing, might as well do this other thing that is going to piss them off. How much more pissed off could they be, really?
Yeah.
And another thing.
Yeah.
And another thing. Yeah, exactly. But no, they've already flat out said reading. You seriously need to read that.
I have to read that article. Yes.
Where they flat out he flat out says through just talking to so many people, it's like we have a mobile game in development for every single one of our IPs, straight up, they just say it. It's like, why aren't people talking about this? Because people are just angry about Diablo Immortal stuff. But there's absolutely an Overwatch mobile game coming of some sort, and I could see Jeff Kaplan doing it.
There you go.
Awards.
All right, crazy drunken guy as well this year.
Fuck the Oscars?
Yes.
I don't think he'll be back.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see. All right, then. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see what happens next week. We'll have a lot of news for you guys on the Game Awards. So tune in next week. Yeah. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next week.